Ladies and gentlemen, as we begin our services, if we can please kindly turn off all cell phones or electronic devices, or please place them on silent. Thank you.
Adonai Adam Vatzedechu Ben Enosh Vachashechu Adam Le'avel Dama Yamav Kitzelove Babokei Atzitz V'chalev Le'erev D'molevi Avish Tashev Enosh Adaka Vatomer Shuvu V'neve Adam. O God, what are we that you take knowledge of us, or that you make account of us? We are like a fleeting breath. Our days are like a shadow. In the morning we flourish and grow up, and in the evening we are cut down and wither. You turn us to contrition and declare, return to me, or that we were wise and would consider our final end. The glory of humankind resides with us, the living. In eternal memory we endure forever. In the heritage that we leave, we gather today with all our hearts, souls, and strength to remember Anna, Mom, Babushka. We gather with many mixed emotions. We gather certainly with the knowledge that she is no longer with us in this life, but we know in Judaism someone never really dies. Their life is passed down from generation to generation. And as is custom in Judaism, to name boys and girls that have just been born after those who we cherish with all our hearts, I can certainly foresee in your families that in many years to come, there'll be little Annas running around, and they will be taught that they are named after someone so very, very special that we gather here with love today. Who among us here has not passed through our own trials and bereavements? Some of us bear fresh wounds in our own hearts and therefore feel more keenly the kinship of sorrow with those who love and will always love Anna the most. Others of us, whose mourning is more remote, we still recall when a silent hug or a kiss or a word brought comfort to our sorrowing hearts. All things pass, all that lives must die, all that we prize is but lent to us. We are travelers on the same road that leads to the same end. Just a few moments ago in the other room, we cut Kriya. That's the memorial pin, the black ribbon, for those who are mourning their beloved Anna. And with the tearing of the ribbon, the hearts are torn as well. And it is certainly up to all friends and family to heal the hearts of those who mourn and will always miss Anna for however long the mourning process may take. In the 23rd Psalm, King David writes the words over 3,000 years ago that God will walk us through the valley of the shadow of death. King David never wrote that God will leave us there. So one day, when your days of mourning for Anna, for Mom, for Babushka are more remote, one day you shall wake up and what will be left in your hearts are simply the happy and joy-filled memories of her life, and those will be the memories that will be in your heart each and every day. If you know the traditional words of the 23rd Psalm in English, we say them out loud together. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He guides me in straight paths for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou hast anointed my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. We begin words of love for Anna as a celebration of her life. And no better way to celebrate a life than to sing a song. Would you like to sing a song? Спасибо. We call up Alex.
I think what I want to start with is we celebrate together, and a lot of you have been part of our celebrations, and we also mourn together. So first of all, thank you for showing up here today. It's something that is important, and I know Anna would appreciate showing up. It's it was part of her character, and I'll try to tell you a little bit about my mother-in-law if I don't choke up here. And I'm going to do this through 4 character stories. And you might ask why it's only 4 and not more. I've struggled to keep it to just 4 because there's a lot more to tell you, but our time here is limited. I think we had a special bond with Anna from my first meeting in Cherry Hill 22 years ago. When I came to Cherry Hill for the first time, and I tried to impress Nadia by going to the art exhibit with her. So that bond grew and strengthened with Anna over 22 years. Eventually, I became her most favorite son-in-law. But, you know, it's by default since there is no competition, but I'll take it. And, you know, Anna and Gena welcomed me into their family like I was their son. And in return, you know, I was happy to eat my way through all of the holidays they celebrated. Some, like Passover and Thanksgiving, were actually the first time for me, believe it or not. So the first character trait that I would like to start, or first character, you know, something that you need to know about Anna if you don't already, that she said when you love people and you cook and bake for them, it will always be extra delicious. And I felt it when I was in their house, and a lot of you who've tried her world-famous baking and food, you will probably agree with as well. So that's number 1. Number 2, she never guessed or second-guessed decisions that Nadia and I made. She never inserted herself into our relationship. So the infamous mother-in-law jokes would not apply here, though we've always made fun of it. I can't say that she always understood and agreed with our decisions. Like, for example, when Nadia decided to leave green pastures of Cherry Hill and move into the shoebox in Union City, which she called an apartment. Or when we decided to come back and on the impulse decision, we decided to buy the mid-century house that came with some land as well. She didn't maybe agree, but she never let you know about it. She said, "Вам лучше знать." That's what I will remember. So I never had to worry about second front in our relationship, if you know what I mean. That's number 2. Number 3, she had a clockwork commitment to whatever she was doing and perseverance. So, for example, when she drove with Gena to Jersey City when Veronica was born, every week, like a clock, to help us with kids. And every week, when she would come in, she would set up her laptop in our living room, and like a clock, she would log in at 9 a.m. and she would log off at 5 p.m. While Gena was taking care of the kids, and then Anna would help out as well. And so she actually made remote work from home arrangement, a reality way before many of us experienced work from home in the COVID times. She was the original work from home pioneer. So another memory that illustrates this character is, you know, my early morning drives. Oftentimes in Cherry Hill, I would drive her to the hospitals, whether it was a big scan procedure or radiation or worse, chemotherapy. Those morning drives taught me so much about perseverance and just showing up no matter what. So that's number 3. And number 4, and probably the most important for her, is her love of the family, how much she loved her family. It's not a secret to most of you that you know, we're always Jersey City, New York family, diehard family, and our business in Cherry Hill, besides visiting parents, was only to go to Whole Foods for Nadia and to the REI sports store for me. But when parents got older and they were unable to drive to Jersey City, we moved to Cherry Hill, thanks to our friend here. We realized first of all, there is a lot more stores here than Whole Foods and REI. So But more importantly, on a serious note, we got so much out of the last 6 years being close to Anna and Gena, not the least, our experience, our life became richer by being close to parents. For example, me learning from Anna how to bake bread, though I always screwed up because I never followed her precise directions and I never had her patience to make bread. Mark did much better with his cookies, but she always showed up. She always showed up for kids' events when she was able to physically, like Veronica's dance recitals. But when she couldn't come anymore, she took special joy in hearing from us about whatever kids were doing and seeing their achievements in pictures. One of my fondest memories was when Veronica asked her babushka to braid her hair before each lacrosse game for good luck. I truly believe that all of it extended her life with us. It extended her life because she had a purpose. When you have a purpose, it makes it worthwhile to live, and that's what we told her always. We will miss all of that about her, it's big things, but it's also little things, like not being able to call her on the way to or from work and just share and try to cheer her up as she was getting ready for battle. Every day was a battle for her, but she's not battling anymore. So in the closing, from my perspective, my most important task remains, which is to love Nadia, Mark, and Veronica, and for all of us to take care of Gena just like she would. And this will make her happy. And that's all. Thank you. You good? It's here.
My mom lost her mom on June 19th, 2017, and she wrote, "There's no right time to lose a parent." My father was 42, my mom was 93, still not ready. That's what my mom wrote. My mom was 76, and I'm not ready.
I'm gonna read
No,
Nadia's.
one of the last things that my mom wrote in ICU on a notepad was that we used to communicate after we had a little bit of good news and hope. I still have a lot to do. It breaks my heart remembering everything she has done and everything she won't get to do. Only now I understand all the heroic acts that she did for me and the family and for my father. She was smart, she was classy, wise, meticulous, humble, brave, really strong, unconditional, loving, talented, and she was not judgmental. She let me go through life and learn as I go without casting any judgment or any "I told you so" when I messed up. And when I fell, she was always there for me. And when I or Sasha or kids succeeded in small or big ways, her happiness was whole and sincere. She suffered so much in the last 7 years. And in the last 7 days in ICU were a nightmare. But she didn't deserve it. And in ICU, she went through 3 procedures that they told us every time is final, and she came through every one. And when the day came, and her breathing tube finally came out, she wrote, "I want ice cream," with a smiley face. Sasha brought the ice cream. She ate it herself. She didn't let us spoon feed her. Very carefully, not a drop. Even though she was so weak, she was like 80 pounds at that point. She said goodbye to her sister, nephew, Sasha, and Veronica. "And Mark, I'm sorry they didn't let you come inside because it was ICU." I held her hand, and she looked up, and she started the process. And when I wrote to Veronica, "I love you more," which is my mom's phrase that I didn't really understand before. It was just a phrase before, but I finally understood this phrase. I looked up and she took her last breath. And we'll miss her. And this void can never be filled.
I don't know, cannot English, I only can Russian. Я старшая сестра. Мы из маленькой фэмили. Мы поколение, которое уже людей, которые прошли войну и Холокост. Мой отец был из Польши. Он выжил один из всей семьи. Их всех живых закопали в могилу. Моя мама из Украины, из Болгарии, это Белоруссия. И они встретились на Урале. У папы никого не было. И они переехали к маминым родным в Подмосковье. Аня была младшая. У нас разница очень маленькая, год и 8 месяцев. Но я считала себя старшей, а она не хотела этого понять. Она всегда считала себя равной. Мы были совершенно две противоположные девочки. Одна полненькая и говорливая, и такая, а другая тихенькая и плакала все время. И мама всегда ее кормила ложечкой, потому что она никогда не хотела кушать. Отец у нас очень болел. Он умер, когда ему было 40 лет, 41. Мама осталась с нами с двумя девочками. Но наш отец был своеобразный человек прогрессивный. Он, когда болел, он сказал, девочки должны иметь образование, чтобы получить, чтобы заработать кусок хлеба сам. Дети должны быть independent. И когда мы кончали 8 классов, первое кончила я пошла в техникум. Когда кончила она пошла в химический техникум. То есть он думал о нашем будущем. Аня вышла замуж очень рано, еще 19 не было. Мою маму приглашали в ЗАГС подписать бумаги, потому что Гена был намного старше, и ее заставили подписать бумаги. Через год она родила мальчика в день рождения нашего папы. Его назвали именем папы, Боря. Он прожил 1 год и умер. Через много лет я вышла замуж. У меня родился сын. Он был здоровый, крепкий. И она решила попробовать 2-й раз. Она родила второго ребенка, девочку, которую звали Аллочка. Она прожила 1,5 года. Но она стремилась иметь детей. И она добилась этого. Она родила Надюшу. Это была надежда, которую она крепила всю свою жизнь, которой она дала все, что можно было. Когда появилась первая возможность уехать, мы жили в Москве, имели хорошие работы, имели хорошие квартиры. Она сказала, Женька, я уезжаю ради Надюхи. Я хочу, чтобы у нее было будущее. И если будет возможность, ты уже поедешь. Детям надо давать будущее. Мы были так воспитаны своим отцом. Это все отец нам сделал. Она приехала сюда, рвалась на другие, любые работы, выкончила какие-то там курсы, стала компьютерщиком. Она работала везде. Когда Надя вышла замуж, она очень полюбила Сашу, а внуков вообще не о чем разговаривать. И она очень болела. Но она хотела жить. Она очень хотела жить. Она была очень стронг. и никогда не жаловалась, никогда. Она ни разу не сказала, что мне плохо, я там могла ныть, я тоже тут заболела. Но она никогда. Она очень любила моих мальчиков. Леню, который родился, и мы его назвали в честь нашей бабушки Лея. Мишка, который младший, который почему-то похож на нашего отца. И она всегда, когда его видела, говорила: Женька, смотри, генетика – это наука, он как наш отец, как мы его помним, потому что мы были маленькие. Но мы его помним именно таким. Мне очень тяжело, я даже не могу ходить. Но я хочу сказать, кому мы в надежде, Господи, мы почему-то верили в чудо. Она вдруг стала говорить, она не захотела быть на кислороде, на машине, она стала дышать, и целый вечер с нами разговаривала. Мы вспоминали всех своих, которые уже умерли, наши все тетки, нашу маму, нашего двоюродного брата, которому было всего 22 года, он утонул, когда только кончил Московский авиационный институт. Красавец, умница, его там, в России, взяли в аспирантуру. Он пошел плавать с еще одним племянником, двоюродным братом, и утонул. Мы всех вспомнили, всех мертвых. Я осталась одна гончар, а эти все гончарники.
In Judaism, the highest compliment that you could ever call a Jewish woman is a Eshes Chaya, a woman of valor. And on behalf of Anna, we read Eshes Chaya, a good wife who can find her. She is worth far more than rubies. All the days of her life, she brings good and not harm. She girds herself with strength and finds her trades profitable. Wise counsel is always on her tongue, and her home never suffers for warmth. She stretches her hand to the poor and reaches her arms to the needy. All her friends praise her, and her family blesses her. She is known at the gates as she sits with the elders. Dignity, honor are her garb. She smiles at the future. Before we conclude with the prayer of our departed, the E'amalei Rachamim, the family would like, those who would like to attend Shiva services will be at the home of Nadia and Alex and Veronica and Mark at 312 Mun Lane here in Cherry Hill. For the times and days, please ask the family, but straight after the cemetery, all are invited to Lamberti's, to the Toscana, to gather with love to remember Anna. And for those who would like to give in her name from your heart, may give to the Pulmonary Fibrosis Foundation. All this information is on the website of Platt Memorial. You may go there or speak with the family. We rise for the E'amalei Rachamim, the prayer of our departed. E'amalei Rachamim, shochein b'amromim, hametzei menucha nechona, תחת כנפי השכינה. עם קידושים מתרים גזרה רקיע מזהירים את נשמת אנה שלחה לעולמה ברחמים יסירהו בסתר כנפיו לעולמים ויתרו החיים את נשמתו אדוני נחלתו ותנוח בשלום על משכבה no more. Amen. And finally, on a personal note, a few years ago when it was time for Veronica to have her bat mitzvah, to become a daughter of the commandments, we were speaking and Mom was already sick, so we wanted to have it as soon as possible. So we had it sooner than normal. So Babushka was there. And after that, a year, another year, and another year, filled with blessings and togetherness of family. And that was an honor to all of us, as we all say, Amen. You may be seated.